Namaskar, Adab, Salam, Vadakkam and Sat Shri Akal. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to do an interesting analysis. The analysis is basically going to help us understand how did Maruti Suzuki, that is India's largest four-wheeler manufacturer, how did it actually bring down its energy consumption per vehicle manufactured by almost 48%. Commendable, right? Let us deep dive into it. So guys, just look at these numbers. This is the energy intensity, that is energy consumed in gigajoules per vehicle manufactured. So it was almost 4.77 gigajoules per vehicle, went up to 4.92 and has been coming down consistently thereafter. In fact, it has hit all-time low in FY23, right? And look at the number of vehicles manufactured. Those were growing and growing. Then there was a massive dip for 2 consecutive years. And since then, it has gone on to hit the highest amount of vehicles it has ever produced in any given year, right? In FY23. So how can it be possible that the company basically managed to hit all-time high vehicle production with all-time low energy consumption per vehicle? It's insanely good, right? Let us try to understand what exactly happened. So look at this particular chart out here. Below is the same chart, that is number of vehicles manufactured, and look at the above one. It gives you the chart for total amount of energy consumed in gigajoules, right? So the energy consumed had hit its all-time high in FY19. Then in FY20 it came down in line with the fall in demand in the market. But then demand did not fall as much in FY21, which was the COVID year. But look at the energy consumption out here. It came down massively. And then as demand went up, as the manufacturing picked up again, the energy consumption overall did not really go up by much. And as it hit all-time high, energy consumption has remained low. How can that be possible? The company has brought down its overall energy consumption from the peak levels by almost 48%. Almost 40%. How did they actually accomplish this? Let us understand that. So the biggest energy form that they actually consume is natural gas, right? So let us look at how did natural gas consumption fare. It rose continuously and then it fell in line with demand degrowth, that is manufacturing slowdown, and then again, but it never really picked up. In fact, it's almost half, right? 7.76 million gigajoules and 3.75 million gigajoules. That's like crazy amount of reduction in natural gas consumption. Why did that happen? The biggest reason is the company's natural gas usage was basically all about electricity production for in-house captive usage, right? And the most of the capacities that they have installed in terms of power generation for captive usage, those generators are not as new, and hence those are not as efficient either. And as a result, when the demand went down, there were two reasons to shut them down. Number one, there was not as much need to run them at full capacity. So why run them at all? Why not procure electricity from other sources? Number one. The other reason is that basically they were not as efficient either way. So why not do away with some of them? So those are the two reasons why natural gas consumption came down significantly. That is one key takeaway out here. But it doesn't mean that they were not consuming electricity. So let us try to understand what happened with other forms of electricity. Just look at that. The consumption of electricity from other forms, that is gasoline, diesel, LPG and propane, and purchased electricity or solar, it just zoomed like crazy. It has gone from just 0.13 million gigajoules to almost 1.36 million gigajoules, right? This is where the magic happened. So what they basically did was they did away with a lot of inefficient generators and did away with a lot of natural gas usage, and this supplanted it with a massive rise in other forms of energy, right? So just let us remove all of these and look at this one, solar. Just look at what happened out here. There was next to no usage of solar, and then they basically began to add crazy amounts of it, right? This is still very small part of the overall scheme of things, but the thing is, it gives you the direction where they are really headed. Okay. Now let us do away with that. Let us look at this one, gasoline. Usage of gasoline has also gone up, right? High-speed diesel usage has actually come down, and when we look at LPG usage, very big jump, very mighty big jump, almost nothing out here, then 0.03 million joules, and now it's almost 3x of that. And the biggest factor is this one, purchase electricity. So what they began to do was, instead of doing a lot of capex on setting up their own captive plants, they began to buy cheaper electricity, that is renewable form, from elsewhere, because that is available at lower cost. And that is what did the magic, right? So now we know how did they do it. But were these the only factors? No, there were two more factors. But first of all, let us come back to diesel part, right? We saw what happened with diesel. Diesel consumption came down significantly. Why did that happen? Because just look at this one. Vehicles transported via rail. The company has been continuously expanding the number of vehicles that it transports via rails, right? And just look at what happened since out here, FY20 onwards. This was COVID year. Then it only saw a modest jump, but then massive jump, and now even crazier jump. And the company is aiming for a doubling of this particular figure in the next 2 years. So clearly there is going to be even further reduction in the usage of diesel that is basically used for truck based transportation. So that is one big reason, right, in the fall in energy consumption per vehicle. And look at this one. So for every vehicle used, they also use a lot of water, right? And for that water, a considerable part of that, as at peak, almost 6% of it basically was sourced from groundwater. For that, a lot of electricity was consumed. And just look at what did they do. It's zero, right? They have done away with the usage of groundwater, to extract which you have to use a lot of electricity. So this is what the company has done. 4 things. It basically, guys, it did away with groundwater usage. It is significantly scaling up its rail-based transportation. It is also considerably bringing down its natural gas usage and is supplanting that with its own solar as well as external solar purchase, wind energy purchase, and basically renewable energy purchases, which are much more cost effective, much more cheaper. And that is what is helping this particular company, that is the largest automotive giant in the country when it comes to 4-wheelers, to become much more efficient. How did you find the analysis? Share in the comments if there are any questions. Share in the comments if you would like to see more of such videos. Stay tuned in terms of subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon. That's it. Thank you so much. Shab Bakhair. Bye.